Hi folks, so I just recovered from COVID. You know that I'm usually talking about the SSI and the SDK and all other things, but today I want to talk with you about a bit broader topic. So, our SDK is not only the SSI, it's mainly the focus on the data unlocking and privacy preserving apps. So in the core of our SDK actually is the HD wallet, so you could manage your private keys, private identities on multiple blockchains. But on top, we actually build the SSI layer with all the exchange protocols, and you could take a look my video and playlist about Affinity SDK. But what I see more and more, and interesting right now. So when we started in 2020 and team started even earlier, then I just joined and helped guys to build it forward, that JavaScript was the good choice because the SSI community and blockchain community really like solidity in JavaScript, and practically everything was built on JavaScript. If you will go and take a look some major SSI SDKs, you will see the landscape full of the TypeScript and TypeScript everywhere. But with JavaScript, we get that portability and interoperability because JavaScript runs everywhere, but not really everywhere as I see it. For example, if with React Native, you learn it once and write on multiple platforms. So it's practically the same promise as the JVM, but from slightly different side. But your app is not really native still. And what we want to do when we want to do on Edge and when we want to do native, then we faced with the problem that probably you should have the SDK written in a Kotlin or something JVM to make Android people happy, Swift or Objective-C to make iOS people happy, some magic platform or I don't know, Microsoft.NET probably to make happy some Windows phone if they still exist. I don't know, maybe they exist somewhere. And for some server side and so on, you should choose some other language. So at least you end up in a position that you do have 3 languages or 4 languages, and yet the React Native community wants to have something on JavaScript, and Flutter community wants to have something in their own language because Flutter actually written on, I totally forgot on which language, but doesn't matter. So, and we end up with Zoo. What's to do? And here we have two answers, actually, even 3. But we need to define what we really want. If we really focus not on performance but on portability, then we have the WebAssembly. WebAssembly as the portable architecture and portable runtime. So you could write on something that compile to WebAssembly and then create the native wrappers on every platform that somehow should support the WebAssembly runtime. And that's doable for Android, iOS, Flutter, native-C, and all other things. So it's I see this trend massively right now in SSI and not only SSI space, that for SDKs, libraries, crypto libraries and so on, WebAssembly and portable architecture taking more and more space from the TypeScript and JavaScript, and I believe that it's the future trend. And why I made a note between the portability and performance, because when we focus on performance and small memory footprint, then it's slightly different. It's more the native space and extensions, for example, for Node.js, and here the Rust will come to the scene as the full-scale guy that could produce some really high-performance applications. But the problem with Rust is that it's hell complex. It's how complex. You need to know ownership, you need to control your memory everywhere. The concept and domain of the memory management leaking to your business domain and your business entities, because you really deeply aware what kind of memory, where, how it looks and who access it and how it's accessed in multiple threads, and you should be the system engineer to do it properly. and Rust is super cool, but the step learning curve and really complex concept of the memory ownership and leaking of the memory domain is the hell. But the WebAssembly is the future, and practically the best language for WebAssembly right now, it's either Rust or assembly script. But assembly script for me, you start writing practically on something that a subset of TypeScript was really limited things, and you feel that you practically write on the WebAssembly directly, and it's not the level of abstraction that I want to work. So I believe that the future of libraries and SDKs is something, probably Rust, that will effectively compile to the WebAssembly, but we need to work on WebAssembly runtime. We need to solve the linking, composability, the size of the modules, the hot loading of the modules, and all other features that right now it's not in place. But I really believe that we should sit together and build this future together. I have a big hope that we will move to this space and to this area, but right now it's more R&D than production ready systems. So I believe that WebAssembly is the big thing and the future of the portable architectures. Another way, not the WebAssembly way, it's the good old C. I said C, not C++. Good old C, because you probably have the FFI and interoperability interfaces with C in practically every language, but I don't want to go to this dark mood, because last time when I did the pure C was my university times. So yeah, it's hard to find the developers. But for the Rust, it's hard to find the developers too. That's why the JavaScript is most popular and practically the best case. And maybe somebody will invent how to write the JavaScript and transpile it natively to Android in iOS, but unfortunately it's not there. So guys, let's solve this puzzle together. I keen to hear more from you, what you are doing in this space. Please subscribe to my channels, please leave the comments, share your findings, and let's stay connected. Cheers!